You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Welcome to the Doug Bellcast. And now, here is your host, the star of Ring My Bell, Doug Bell. Hey, welcome to the Doug Bellcast. Okay. Do you notice anything different? Do you notice anything that's out of the ordinary? The hat. It's the hat. How funny is that? I've been looking at myself in the mirror all day, just cracking up, walking by people, because I was down in, I went to the Kentucky Derby a while back, and you always got to wear like a funny, crazy hat, and this was the hat I was wearing. I met this really pretty girl down there in the Kentucky Derby too. I was 2 bells to the wind. Believe me, I was sober, not. And I see this pretty girl. I was getting some kind of vibes off her, and she goes, "Let me try your hat on." And I go, "Don't drop it." I do like that. And she goes, "Well," I go, "Don't drop it." And I go, "Here, but if you drop it, you're paying for it." And she goes, "Oh, forget it." And she like walks away. But I'm like, good. She was probably clumsy. Would have dropped my cap. I would have made me very upset. But I don't even like the horses. I don't bet the ponies. I said that to her. I don't even bet the ponies, bae. So I'm walking around. I see this other girl, but I messed up. We were talking. And I bought her a mint julep. It was way too expensive, by the way. I didn't tip the guy. But I bought her a mint julep. She's like, "I sure would like a mint julep." She says like that to me. So I go, "Hey, Doug Bell, damn glad to meet you." And I got the bell, but they told me to quit ringing it because it was frightening the horses. I was down there and I was just doing like this, and the horse like, "Brr." And apparently I didn't know I was walking by the stables. And I was doing this, and the horse was like, "Brr." And I heard like a loud snap. So I don't know what happened, but I think one of the horses came down because he was all bucking up. And the guy goes, "Who's ringing that bell?" And I thought he was saying, "Hey, it's Bell." So I go, I'm tinkling real loud. And I hear like, "Brr." The horse jumps up and I hear this snap. And a poor thing, I think he broke his hoof. He broke his like foot. And the Derby was delayed because they had to come out and they shot him. They shot him right there on a track. It was so sad. The Derby was delayed like 2 hours. People were crying because I rang the bell. I shouldn't say that, but I'll probably take this out because I don't want to get sued. Jump right up, boom, right down. And I didn't mean to frighten the poor fella. I didn't know that he was scared of bells. But they were that guy was steamed like a vegetable. Told the cops to come after me. I was hiding, believe me. I ran back in the VIP area, and who do I see? It's you never know who you're gonna bump into there, right? So I see Billy Ferrell. He's a great actor, did Elf and all that stuff. So I go like this, I go, "It's not, hey, look at my elf hat." I say that too. I go, "Look at my elf hat." And he's upset because apparently he bet like 50,000 on the horse that fell. And he goes, what happened?" He's like all confused on the phone with somebody. I put the bell in my pocket, like I do like this, right? He goes, "Somebody was ringing a bell," and I just kind of tuck it away like that. And he looks at me and he sees it. He goes, "Hey, your bell?" I go, "No, I found it." I go, "What happened?" "Oh, it's really." I go, he goes, "Who are you?" I go, I'm Doug. And I stopped. I just go, "I'm Doug." And I goes, "Where I know you from?" And I couldn't help it. I go, "You got a TV?" He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "I was on a show called Ring My." I do that to him, "Ring My." He goes, what? Ringmar? I go, yeah, Ringmar. He goes, what's your last name? I go, they just called me Doug. I say that to him, but I felt really scared they were going to throw me out of the VIP area. But it was nice to see Billy Farrell. We were talking for a while, and he goes, I had money on that horse. I'm so upset. And he goes, I won one of the earlier races. He goes, so I was a happy camper. He says that to me, right? So I do this to him. You're not going to believe what I did to him. He goes, I'm a happy camper. So I say, what? You are? I start looking behind him, right? I'm looking behind him. I'm looking all over him. I'm looking through his pockets. He goes, what are you doing? I go, this goes on for like 5 minutes. I'm like looking behind him. And I go, I'm looking for camping equipment. I go, you're a happy camper? I go, where's all your camping equipment like that? Which he made like a little, I think he loved it. I'm like, you should use that in a movie. I said, I messed up too. I shouldn't have drank so much. Cause when I got the girl at Mint Julep, I got myself two. I just, believe me, I was, she's bell-eyeing me. Look, what the hell's this guy doing? All toasty and whatever, boozing and, just tooting up a bit. So I was like, I just got distracted. Sorry, I thought I heard a horn. So then he goes like, what are you doing? And I told him, happy camper. I'm looking for all this camping equipment like that. And then he kind of smiles like he gets it. And I go, dude, I like the Elf movies. Those pictures are really good. And he goes, oh, thank you. And I go, but still no. I go, how come the Elf doesn't use camping equipment? I said that too, but he didn't laugh. I think he was still upset about the horse. And then a girl came over. It's a really cute girl, and she asked him for a picture. And I go, all right, take one, like that. Because she hands me the camera. So I go to do a selfie like that. I go to do a selfie with her. And she goes, could you take one of me and Will? And I jump into it like that. I do like that. And she was mad because I got me and her, and I got like Will up to here, and I got like his mouth. And then she goes, that's not what I wanted. I go, sorry, I'm not a professional. And then I messed up. I was like, look, I'm sorry. I'm like, do you want to do sex? Do you want to do sex? I asked her if she wanted to do sex with me because I was so tough. Will goes, whoa, easy. And I go, come on, Billy, relax. I wasn't asking you. I go, he'd say something like that to him, And I go, but all kidding aside, dude, I go, dude, you're so good in that Lakers show. I go, man, you use what? I go, dude, don't be shy. I said, Alan McKay and you are such a good team. That Lakers show is the best thing on TV. And I go, you're fucking perfect. I said, I was a little drunk. I go, you playing Jerry Bust is so good. I go, you're such a good Jerry Bust. And he goes, get the fuck away. He starts yelling at me. And I go, that's nice talk. And I put my hat back on because I put my hat on a table. And I do like this. I go, well, it looks like I'm going to go buy some camping equipment so I can be a happy camper. Thanks a lot for nothing. I said that to him. And he got like a little bit like, oh shit, this guy's like, so I walk away. I don't need fancy Billy Ferrell. I don't need fancy Billy Ferrell. I walked away. I don't give a turkey. And I seen too, this is true, Mr. Mel Gibson. I see Mel Gibson. He was kind of standing. He's got the beard and stuff, and I got a little beard too. And I go, I pull out the bell, right? And I go, hey, don't worry, it's not a lethal weapon. I said that to him, And he's just drinking. He's looking at me over his drink. He's kind of bell-eyeing me a little bit. I go, relax, I'm not Rick Gervais. I said, I'm not Rick Gervais. Because he might have thought that I was like a comedy host of the Globes or something. And I go, hey, Doug Bell, damn glad to meet you. I go, you're so good. I go, your movie. I couldn't think of any of the movies other than Lethal Weapon, though. I go, that movie you did where you're like, you're running around. I go, that was so good. And he was drinking a little bit. He goes, thank you, thank you. And I go, I called the one movie The Beating of Jesus, which was wrong. I messed up that. I go, that the movie you did, The Beating of Jesus, was so good. He goes, with Passion of the Christ? And I go, why do you call him the Christ? I got like a little belligerent because I was loaded. I go, why do you call him the Christ? Nobody calls him the Christ. I go, he's Christ or Jesus Christ. Or I go, and the good news is he is risen. I said that to him. And he goes, yes, you're right. That is the good news. I go, but why do you call him the Christ? I go, that beating wasn't very nice, Mel. I go, and you're not very nice to yell about Jewish people. And then he kind of gets up and he walks away. And I start going, come on, Mel. And again, I wouldn't have done this if I was sober as a judge. But I started singing Jews are people too. But I'm doing it like the Wonderama song. You remember that? I used to love that when I was a boy. And I got the hat and I'm singing Jews are people too. And I was even going, I forgot, I messed up. I was saying walkie-doo, 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 but it's supposed to be walk-a-doo. But I say walkie-doo, walkie-doo, walkie-doo. And Mel walks away, And I go, don't run away from me like I'm a tribesman chasing you. I forgot the name of the picture he did where the guy was like running through the woods and the jaguar jumps on him. I go, don't run away like I'm a tribesman. I says that to him, and I pick up like a shrimp fork and I'm like it's a spear, I think he'll get a kick out of that. But he was Mr. Snooty, Mr. Too Good. Him and Billy Farrell can both go eat a boatload of turkey for all I care. Give Bell the hi-hat. That wasn't very nice at all. Especially after like the bad time I had there. And I felt so bad about the bell and the horse getting shot. But if you see Mel Gibson, tell him there's no need for that. You should be nicer to your fans, Buckaroo. I think I said that to him before I left. I go, you know what? You ought to be nicer to your fans, Buckaroo. But I go like this to him. I go, I'm too tired for this shit. I messed up the quote. I should have said I'm too old. I was trying to do Danny Glover. So I go, I'm too tired for this shit. Like I was Danny Glover, He looks, I'm like, he probably didn't even get it. It was a quote from his movie. He probably didn't even get it. From Lethal Weapons. And it's so funny too. I met other people from that movie, but I wasn't going to tell him about it because he wouldn't have appreciated it. He wouldn't have appreciated it at all. But anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Sorry, Judge. That's what happened down at the Derb, down at the Kentucky Derb. Billy Ferrell and Mel Gibson, not the two nicest chaps I've ever met. But anyway, all kidding aside, fly wild, no, trot wild and stay gold. You can ring Doug's bell, ring Doug's bell, Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. You can ring Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell. Doug's bell. Ring Doug's bell.